My fellow Lions fans, Detroit is 5-2, coming off a huge victory on Monday night. But now they enter their bye week with a chance to recover, reflect, and prepare for what's ahead. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Johnny Gaz. Thank you for returning for another video. Let's get back into our state of the Lions. We'll talk about the coaching, the offense, and the defense. We'll talk about where the Lions have been, where they are, and where they will go from here. Let's go.
As a fumble, 1, 2, and punched out by Robertson. Yeah, they're good at it, and you see that's exactly.
The Lions will be coming off of their bye week at 5-2 with victories over the Chicago Bears, the Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, and most recently the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The losses in Week 1 to the Green Bay Packers, and then in prime time in Week 6 to those Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Lions have already answered their offseason questions through 7 weeks of this season. Losing both coordinators, replacing them was going to be their toughest task. But I think John Morton in the offensive side of the ball has proven that they have maintained their explosiveness. And although there are still questions there, they can put up points on any team in the NFL. On the other side of the football, Kelvin Shepard has reinvigorated that side of the ball. Coming off of this most recent performance on Monday Night Football, they are clearly inspired, and as they recover and gain more pieces, they will be an asset to this team moving forward. The biggest question for this team is how far will this Dan Campbell program take the Detroit Lions? They're coming off of a 15-2 season, but a disappointing loss to the Washington Commanders in the divisional round. So we know the Lions can win games. Even with a depleted defensive lineup, they've shown that they can beat just about anybody in the NFL. But can they take this to the ultimate prize?
Sewell plays that position. We're down at 8. Goff going deep. Williams, touchdown!
On the offensive side of the football, the biggest question coming into the season was, could the offensive line maintain its dominant play? They were losing all-pro center Frank Ragnow and a guard in Kevin Zeitler. And I think the two young guards, Tate Ratledge and Christian Mahogany, have held up very well. Now, left tackle Taylor Decker's been in and out of the lineup, and that shuffling has caused some issues. We know that when the offensive line holds up well for the Lions, that their quarterback Jared Goff is a much more efficient quarterback. Their run game tends to get going. The play action works, and everything else falls in line, keeping that explosiveness. Jared Goff still continuing his efficient play on the season. He's leading the league in passer rating at 116.4, second in completion percentage, 74.9, and third in touchdown passes with 15. That Lions run game continues to be their ultimate strength. Jahmyr Gibbs, this most recent game on Monday night, had 17 touches, 136 yards, also had 3 catches for 82 yards, a total of 218 scrimmage yards, and a long of 78, showing that game-breaking speed. Catching the ball for the Lions, of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God, this season with 50 receptions, 538 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He is in elite company historically. The philosophy for this Lions offense and John Morton is very simple. Protect Jared Goff, run the football. If they're able to do those two things, Lions win football games. The explosive plays come because they just have the talent. But everything else, if that comes together, it's the winning formula for the Lions to get to where they want to go.
This drive starts at the 21, down by 4. Hand off to Henry, and he gets it punched out. It's recovered by DJ Reed.
Defensively for the Lions, it's all about recovering from injury. And as they got pieces back, Aiden Hutchinson at the beginning of the year, now Aleem McNeil in this most recent game against Tampa Bay, you're starting to see it all come together. Even with everyone depleted in the secondary, the Lions were able to get it done and held the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were coming in hot, to 9 points in Week 7. It was a truly inspiring game for this Lions organization and proves that this program, Dan Campbell, these coaches, the players, they're all buying into this system, and it works. Edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson has returned to form and more. He is this motor for the Lions defense, has 6 sacks on the season. He is a pressure maniac, and he makes everybody else in this Lions defense better. Combine him in the interior with Aleem McNeil and young Tyleik Williams, and I think they have a wrecking ball of a defensive line. Again, they're still missing pieces. They have Marcus Davenport coming back from injury, guys like Josh Pascal. There's a lot of pieces that will continue to be added to this team throughout the back half of the year, and the Lions defense could be dangerous.
That still counts as a strip sack. Kowalski recovered. He was ruled down.
He was ruled down, but you're talking about a game ball for Aiden Hutchinson.
The bye week really does come at a perfect time for the Detroit Lions. Like we said, the secondary has been decimated by injuries, and we know that Brian Branch was suspended. Now, he will come back for the game following the bye, but there's still questions as far as when guys like Terrion Arnold, DJ Reed, so on and so forth will return to this lineup. Can this Lions team sustain this play if they mount more injuries throughout the season? It's great to think about all these players returning, but that's assuming nobody else gets injured. Lions currently are second in the NFC North based on win percentage due to that Green Bay Packers tie at 4-1-1. They are currently ahead of the Lions. And due to that jumbled mess of records in the NFC, the Lions find themselves currently in the 5th spot if the playoffs started here in Week 8. The Lions will come refreshed out of their bye for a very winnable game at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Then they have several tough opponents as they'll go to Washington, to Philadelphia, then return home for the Giants, Packers, and Cowboys. Then on December 14th, they'll travel to Los Angeles to face the Rams and Matthew Stafford in what will be one of the premier matchups of this NFL season.
Laporta in motion, swinging out to Gibbs with blockers in front. Gibbs weaving through traffic, inside the 5, fights his way to the goal line. Touchdown!
The Detroit Lions defense appears like it's rounding into shape, and I have to believe that the more talent that they return to this defense, the better it will get overall. I think the true question is the offensive consistency. They've really been up and down these last several weeks. Can Jared Goff, John Morton, and this offense figure things out and remain consistent in close games? We know as we get towards the end of the season, these big games against big-time teams, it's the small things and those little margins of error that will make the difference. Jared Goff has to remain efficient. For him to do so, this offensive line has to continue its solid play. I think the Lions can do all of those things, and if they combine this balanced offense with this opportunistic defense, the Lions have a true shot at a Super Bowl.
Detroit's best pass rusher on 2nd and 8. Mahomes look deep, covered, in trouble, ball's out, it's live.
That's going to do it for my state of the Lions, the good, the bad, and the bye week. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you see for this Lions team in the second half of the season? The offense, the defense, what are you most excited for? And can the Lions get to a Super Bowl? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to hit that like button if you dig the vibe here at Johnny Gaz Sports. I'd love it if you consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 4,000 now, thanks to you guys. And if you hit the notify bell, you won't miss any future videos. I have a membership option available. That's where I do highlights, reactions, and a ton of other fun stuff. But there is always free content for you at Johnny Gaz Sports on any one of your socials. More than anything else, make sure to take care of yourself and that mental health. It's more important than anything, and I want to make sure you come back and see me on future videos. Enjoy your week ahead. Go Lions.